Hey everyone, welcome to part 2 of our Q&A video series with Justin Goff. I am Megan Goff, Diamond Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide.
And I am Justin Goff, Emerald Ambassador with Plexus Worldwide.
Okay, so we got a question that was very great, and so I'm going to ask you the question. Okay. So this is what Steffi said. So when you were working with a bunch of guys, how did you get them to try Plexus? My husband is a welder, and everyone is addicted to energy drinks.
That is a great question. So for me, I just led by example. For the most part, I just drank my pink drink on the job. And it did take a little bit at first to overcome drinking my pink drink on a construction site with a bunch of guys, but I just drank my pink drink. I told them what it was doing for me, and they came to me wanting to try it. A lot of people, even especially men, feel bad. We're tired. We're a little cranky,
stressed.
We're a little stressed. I mean, we have a lot of responsibility as men. And we're not feeling our best all the time. So I was feeling good, and I was just sharing with people, this is what I'm drinking, and I feel great. So they started drinking it, and then they just all came to me. I didn't try to sell it. And I just shared with them what I was doing, and they wanted to try it.
So do you think that your relationships with them, even prior to ever trying Plexus, helped?
Oh yeah, I think the guys trusted me. And so when they saw me doing something, they wanted to do something. And, I just happened to be drinking a pink drink. So they jumped on board with me. So it worked out well. I mean, some of them, they saw really great results, just like me. And some, maybe it wasn't the best thing for them, and that's okay.
Meaning they didn't stay committed to it.
Yeah, they weren't consistent. Is the thing, is they just didn't drink it. You have to drink it to experience benefits. So I drink it, and I still drink it, and I still take my products 3 years later, and I feel great. So
so tell me about your take on networking. So you were saying that you basically just were living your life, you were drinking your pink drink and taking your supplements, and the people that you worked with just noticed that and were curious what you were doing. So can you share a little bit on your perspective about networking with people, connecting with people?
Yeah. Well, I think, for me, I'm not a salesman. I don't like sales. If I were to drive onto a car lot, I would get anxiety. I still would. I don't want to haggle about a price. I don't want to deal with salespeople. I'm not a salesperson. So I don't sell anything when it comes to what we have to offer. I personally believe that what we have to offer in light of product and light of business opportunity, I feel like what we have to offer, people need. Mm-hmm. People don't feel good. People are not operating at their physical best. And it has to do with a lot of different things. But as Americans, we're not as healthy as we should be or could be. Mm-hmm. So I know people feel bad. And also I know most people live paycheck to paycheck. And most people want more out of life. They want a bigger opportunity. And I feel like I just believe what we have to offer is what people need. So I truly believe that. So when I talk to somebody, I have no pressure to think I need to make a sale. I have no quota I'm supposed to meet. I have what I believe people need, and I just share it with people. I just try to meet people's needs. We just happen to work for a company that's meeting a lot of people's needs. So I really try to take the pressure off myself. I try to ask a lot of questions. I try to just meet people where they are. If they're not interested in hearing, then okay, let's talk about what we were talking about before. So, it doesn't bother me.
So can you give an example for like when you go to the gym and you're chatting with someone that you don't know or doesn't know you? Right.
So I like to go to the gym as often as I can, but one of the things I like to do the best is sit in the sauna. I love it for whatever reason. Maybe it's an older guy thing. But anyway, so in the sauna, for example, if I'm sitting in there and I'm talking to somebody, I just talk to them. We talk about whatever it is we're going to talk about. And from a guy's perspective, I know for a fact that that other man is going to ask me a question. I know it's coming ahead of time because I know how men communicate. And the question he's going to ask me is, so what do you do? I know that question's coming. So I never even bring Plexus up. Why would I kick a door down when I know someone's going to open it for me? You know, so I just sit and talk to the guy. I enjoy the person as a human being, as a person with needs. And when they ask that question, so what do you do? Then I tell them what I do. I work for a company called Plexus Worldwide. Have you heard of it? And then based on his response to that question, I answer the next question or I ask another question. And now all of a sudden we're in dialogue. We're not in sales pitch mode.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not doing an elevator speech. I'm answering a man's questions and I'm asking him questions and we're just dialoguing. And if he's interested, I continue down the line of talking about Plexus. If he's not interested, and I can tell right off the bat, doesn't bother me one bit. I go right back to what we were talking about before we talked about Plexus. No pressure, just helping meet people's needs. That human being has needs. It might be financial need. It might be physical health need. It might be a spiritual need. He might need to hear about Jesus. I just want to be in position to help meet whatever
Mm-hmm.
need that man has or that woman has. And to do that, I can't go chasing people with a sales pitch. I need to ask questions and have genuine concern about helping them to do what it is they want to do.
Mm-hmm. So can you share with everyone, if someone is interested and you're sitting there in the sauna or you're, on the treadmill or whatever, and you're chatting with someone and they're like, yeah, hey man, I am liking what you're telling me. I have gut issues or, I have diabetes and I need to get in control of that. It sounds like you have something that I need. How do you continue that conversation even maybe after that interaction?
Right. Well, obviously we get out of the sauna, we're completely soaking wet, or so we just have to move out of there, and I connect with them. Phone number, connect with them on Facebook. If they're wanting to sign up right there, I have my laptop with me wherever I go. We'll just go to my website. I'll give them my website. I try to connect with them somehow so that we can get them signed up.
So do you ever forget people? Because I know that for me personally, when I'm on vacation and I meet someone at the pool or something, I immediately say, hey, we should connect. Even if we haven't talked about Plexus, hey, we should connect.
Right.
And so I'll find them on Facebook or Instagram, or they'll find me or whatever. I'll screenshot it. And that way I can go back through my photos and check.
I try not to forget anybody.
Because follow-up is important.
Follow-up, the fortune's in the follow-up. So I try to connect with them either on Facebook, business card, phone number, email, some form of connection. Or even I might just say, hey, I'll be in town tomorrow. You want to get a cup of coffee? Mm-hmm. I try to make the next connection, whatever that is, if they do have interest.
Mm-hmm. So can you share with us your story of your friend Bob that you met? And I know a lot of people have questions like, how does a guy work this business? Because they see us girls, successful, and we're on Facebook doing our thing and, that type of thing. So share with us from your perspective what the steps were that you led Bob through and your perspective on working this business.
Right. So Bob, I met through. Bob is an Ironman triathlete, which I aspire to be someday. I'm not there yet, but I'm working in that direction. So Bob contacted me. We met at a race, and he saw our story on Facebook, which you have to share your story for people to see it. Mm-hmm. So he saw our story on Facebook. He connected, and I said, hey, let's get a cup of coffee. So we got a cup of coffee, and he signed up. And then we set up a next meeting because he messaged me saying, okay, I want to work this business. What do I need to do? I said, well, let's get together for a cup of coffee.
So this is a different cup of coffee than the first meeting?
First cup of coffee was to share Plexus with him. The second cup of coffee was to show the ambassador, my new ambassador, how to work the business.
Okay.
So I just showed him. I sat down with him, had a cup of coffee. I showed him how to sign into your back office. I showed him what his website was so he could share that with other people. And then I took him in the back office under training, and there's a thing called resource library, and there's another spot called Rank Up Roadmap. And I showed him, I said, go to Rank Up Roadmap. Your first rank you want to hit is silver. I said, so click on silver and do whatever it tells you to do. And then I was quiet. He's like, that's it? I said, that's what I would do. And I'm almost a sapphire. He's like, this is great. I said, why is that? He said, because it's so simple. He said, I know how to do everything. He said, I know how to sign people up now because of what you showed me. I know how to get into my back office and work it. And I know where to go to for training. He said, this is great because I can do this and I can show other people how to do it. I said, exactly. I said, for $34.95, you bought a business plan. The business plan is in the back office. I said, why would we do anything other than work the plan? Trust the plan, trust the process that's been put together by people, yes, women in Plexus, who are making $500,000 a year. They know what they're talking about. I don't care if they're a woman or not. I'm listening to them. I'm not going to use their flowery words when I talk to somebody, but I am going to follow their principles, the things, the steps that they've done to get to where they are, because I want to be where they are. And the opportunity is available to men just as easy as it is to women. In my opinion, men have an advantage. We are the minority in the company. So, and a man's word holds a lot of weight. If you look at network marketing as a whole, the industry, we men are at the top of the Hall of Fame of network marketers of all time. I don't know why Plexus should be any different. So I fully expect to be at the top of the company. I fully expect it to do it as a man. I fully expect to do it as simple as possible and have a lot of fun.
And have more guys.
And have more men. We need more men. You want more men videos? Well, we need more men involved. So
I think that the fun thing is that you work your business how it feels comfortable to you,
right,
while doing some uncomfortable things. For example, for me, it's comfortable to work my business off of social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram. Some people use Snapchat and different things, LinkedIn. But for me, it's uncomfortable to do that face-to-face, to do in-person stuff, to even get on a phone with someone. I know that sounds crazy, but can you share how you mainly work your business? It's face-to-face, right?
I make all my connections face-to-face. Some that I'm making through Instagram now.
Working on your branding.
Working on my branding on Instagram. So that's something that's I'm working on. But I prefer face-to-face. I prefer being at an event, being a political event, being at a triathlon race, being at the gym,
networking,
being a church event, and just talking to people and just connecting with people. That's my preference. But at the same time, I'm trying to grow. I'm trying to, learn new skills, to become better, to become better at Facebook and more social media things that I'm not naturally good at. So the cool thing is about this industry or this opportunity, there's no one way of doing it. You can do it by rotary telephone. You can do it in person. You can do it with an old phone book and start calling people. You can do it on social media.
Hosting events.
However you want to do it. It's, I mean, there's really no one way. And that's kind of the cool thing. That's why I believe anybody can do it. But we have to just continue to grow in our skills.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing. Stay tuned for part 3. And we will see you next time. Bye, guys.
Bye.